Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Caitlin Cordani. I'm an executive leader here at Archer Travel. And today we're going to do building a client presentation part 2. So basically what we're going to do, the first part was exploring Adobe Express, the platform that we will be using to put together the presentation. But today we have to actually assemble it. We have to collect the data to make the presentation come to life. So I asked my husband, where does he want me to take you guys? And he said St. Thomas, Vietnam, or Thailand. So you guys get to vote if St. Thomas isn't available. So we're going to be using Exoticca today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And please don't hesitate to interrupt me with your voice so that I don't blow past your question. All right, so I'm going to log in here to Exoticca Advisors, and then we're going to go to, yeah, I'm departing from Minneapolis. No, Siri, I don't need you. Yeah, because I got distracted. Okay, all right, so did you guys want to do Vietnam or Thailand?
I'd like St. Thomas.
St. Thomas, unfortunately, isn't available for Exoticca. So
okay.
Exoticca is a platform that we use to have itineraries already built. I'm cutting out the steps of building an itinerary for you guys for the training purpose. It's already put together for you guys.
What was the other option? Thailand?
Yes.
I vote for that one, but
I vote for that one.
Thailand. All right. And so we're going to be departing. Let's do June.
yeah, I haven't used Exoticca, so this is.
Yeah, this is like you're going to get a crash course in a ton of different platforms today so that we can understand how I do this. All of my trainings are based on how I do things and just what works for me. And you can take whatever you need from my trainings and incorporate it or don't. It's all up to you. But I felt like using Exoticca would be a good option for us because it's an already built itinerary for specific time frames, and it gives us a lot of options for accommodations, flights, excursions, and meal options as well. So you get to see like a full itinerary being put together for how I collect things and the data that we're going to be using to create the presentation. So here's Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand in 20 days. We could do 19 days, Hong Kong and Thailand in 13 days, just Thailand in 12 days. So we have these 4 options. What do you guys think?
Yes, Thailand in 12 days.
Thailand in 12 days.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. So we're going to see trip here. So this is price per night, $309. Okay. So this is 30% off. Thailand in 12 days for $3,399 is super cheap. Okay. And then, so this includes, it could be group tours, solo traveler, adventure, nature, Christmas, culture, family, et cetera, et cetera. These are the locations that you'll be visiting in Thailand while you're there. It looks like you're going to be visiting one location for 2 days. So we're going to see this trip, and now we'll have an idea of what we need together. So I'm going to open up a different platform called Notion. Pause this right quick.
Anytime, anywhere. Tell your doctor all medicines.
I just need to collapse this private information for my clients here. Sorry, guys. All right. So now you guys can see I'm in Notion. This is a customer relations management system that I use to build all of my mock bookings and trips and things. So I'm just gonna create a new one. And oops, no, I don't want that. I clicked the wrong button.
Is
And then
it similar to Travify?
I don't know. I
Oh.
don't use Travify, unfortunately. I've heard that it could be similar. This is a beast of a system. Okay. I do a ton of What? What? Okay, throw it away. So I do a ton of client projects, mock bookings, content planning. I keep track of all of my agents. I have, itinerary building, a whole sales board, all kinds of stuff. And then I also created a page for all of my client information as well. So this is like breaking down to like the nitty-gritty of, making it very very personalized to keep yourself organized. That's where I was going with that. So I am doing a series on this month. I'm starting a Q&A at the end of this month for this platform. But you guys are going to get an idea of how to use it today. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Thailand project. And then I'm just going to fill in this information real quick. So this is project trip dates. So what I'm going to do is look at these dates here. See dates and prices. Aha, here we go. 0 booked, 0 blocked. So this is June 2025. These dates are available here. And it looks like this is from the 5th to the 14th. Or we can do July. Let's see if we get closer. Nope. Okay, so if we go outwards, let's see if it's cheaper. Here's 400. Sorry, 4,000. So this is 30% off though. And then it goes back up. So these are the best prices here, guys. This is how I price match these to see what's available compared to, what's affordable. So I'm going to pick this September 11th through, nope. I'm going to pick this September 11th through the 20th, and I'll put that on my thing. So 9/11/2025. And then you could do an end date for the 20th. And then this is all right, so I'm doing a pre-build and the budget's 5,000 on this. Or you can take this price and use this price, so 47.49. All right, so sorry guys, I'm about to sneeze. Thanks. All right, so now we have an idea of where we're going, right? Now what we want to do is collect pictures. So you can open this image in a new tab. And I cut these pictures because I can save them as a PNG file, which is a higher quality photo. This is a massive, it looks like a panoramic photo. So I'm probably not going to be able to save this entire photo to a presentation without making it look blurry. Especially on like a template with a square, I'd probably use a rectangle at that moment. So you're going to see a glimpse of how I do my filing. So I have a separate hard drive that I save all of my files to. So this is mock bookings, and then this is, I create a new folder. And then this is, I'm just gonna move this. Nope, sorry. Or Thailand temple or something, and then go to the next picture and then open a new tab, and like you could just do this. This way you're getting all of the locations that are there, right? So you can even save it of the temple that this picture is, or the city. This is Bangkok. This is Kauai River. This is a hidden city. It's really cool. This is a market in Bangkok. So I've already got that picture. So now I've opened all of these pictures. And so I can't eat that anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut all of these, and then I typically just do, thank you for the salad though. All right, so now you see when I'm in my mock bookings, these pictures are here. So I'm gonna cut them from here and then go into the folder and paste them. And now they're here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get back to cutting the pictures to save for the presentation. This is lengthy, guys. It takes some time, but it's worth it because part of Mike Archer's sales training that he said to us in the class that I took, at least, was one of the biggest things that is a selling point for clients are pictures. So I do take the time to do the research and put this type of presentation together for my clients because it helps them envision where they're going. It gives them, an exciting opportunity to look at this place and see, oh, this is a beautiful location. I want to be here. I can see myself coming to this temple. I can see myself going down a river in Bangkok at a market. That's exciting information, and Exoticca provides all this information to you. So if you're not using Exoticca, you can definitely use Google. I do that. I use Google. I go to Google, and then I pull up the place that I'm looking at. For example, like a hotel or like this temple, for example. I'm gonna go to this temple, and then every temple has an address. So if it's registered as a business with Google, which most likely it is, it's going to have reviews and pictures of people and by the owner. So I typically pick pictures that are by the owner because they paid for them. That's marketing. I'm just taking the pictures that they are marketing on a public forum and using them as marketing material. But I'm not putting like my brand name on them or anything like that. That's not something that I do. That's copyright infringement. But I am using them in the presentation because that is the most accurate option. This is not copyright because this is a public place in Thailand that you can physically go to and see it, right? So just be careful, like make sure you're looking for, like if you're on Google, make sure you're not going to save copywritten or licensable pictures that people can sue you for that, and I don't want you to be sued. But most of these I use for public like advertisements, mock bookings, things like that. So when I'm looking at photos, I'm looking to see majority of these faces are turned away. I'll even go in through and, you know, blur out or remove people because I want to make sure that I'm protecting people's privacy as well. So I've gotten the pictures that I need. So now what I'm going to do is split my screen, and because I need to know about this project for the information on, you know, what it is, I'm going to take this and start just copying what this could be for. Reviews, things like that. So, whoops, I didn't mean to click on that. It took me all the way down. But you know, they got excellent reviews, lots and lots of them. So I really hate how they put these in. So I'm just gonna delete that. All right, so now we've got a little bit of information about, you know, the ratings and everything. Now we're gonna go through and collect all the trip details. So I'm highlighting every location and what's included. And sometimes Notion does this where you have to just go in and fix the list because of the formatting from the website. So they can't quite read everything correctly. Okay, so I'm going to copy all of these available options, including the phone number to contact them, because it is, you know, the best way to make sure that you're keeping up with all of the data and information. But I don't need it to be a heading. It could just be regular text. So all right, and then so this is the departures, and so I'm still just collecting this data here. And the reason why I do this is because I want to make sure that I'm understanding the trip. You know, as a travel agent, it's our job to understand the itinerary and how to answer the questions of the people, right? So I'm going to go ahead and copy this image, and then I'm going to show you a trick. Boom. I just pasted it here. And then now I have the map for it. That's so cute. But I'm gonna go ahead and download this to my files. Oops. Because this is the itinerary map. And I want to have that for my clients if they want an attachment for it, right? So we're going to see the detailed itinerary. We're going to copy the pictures and the locations and what's optional and what's included. Okay, so here's the detailed itinerary. We're going to start at day 1. We're going to copy just everything all the way down. Hold on a second. I see that there's more to be read. So let's do it by day. It looks like it separated that. Cool. All right. So if you don't expand the read more, Notion won't copy it. So if you want them more information, you got to do it by expanding the read more. And then you could do a plus and then add a divider and then do the next day. So for the accommodations, we're going to do this. And then this is the full night for the activities. And then you can also see our full selection of accommodations as well. Whoops. Let's see. Of course. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that. All right. And then if you don't delete the header, but you backspace something, it'll become a header. So that's really cool too. So we're just gonna keep going on retaining the information here. But do you guys have any questions so far about like the information that I collect for the trip and things that I want to include for the presentation and stuff like that? Or
Does it give you the pricing for the optional activities?
it does, yes. So when you click on it, at the end, you'll be able to add things in and it'll give you a price.
Okay.
But it doesn't give you the price right now. So it looks like even with the discount from the 6,300, this is still reading $33.99 per person. So you can see prices here at the bottom, with all of the added activities included. But because it's a package price, they won't be able to break it down specifically.
Do they eventually break it down, like for the airplane or no?
No,
Okay.
because it's all a package deal. So the price that the airfare is listed for is not going to be a published price. So we wouldn't be able to find it on the internet and compare the pricing. It's
Okay.
included with the accommodations and the excursions and things to do. And whatever you add into the package, you'll definitely have to just know that that's going to change when you add in. So like this is included. So it's going to be with the price that it is already.
Right.
But this one is optional. So the floating market and the train market visit, like that is not included in the price. You can have the option to add it to the price, but it will increase. And then I guess once you increase that price from adding this one item, that's how you can like determine like the price that was added to it to itemize it.
Sure.
But I would say that this is an estimated price and not an exact price because it wasn't listed type of deal.
Okay. And then for airfare, do they give options later too? Like if you, it probably will increase the price, but like if you wanted a different flight or
So
like times or something.
I think that the flights are assigned based on the itinerary and
Okay.
when the availability for the itinerary is. But you can definitely call Exoticca and talk to them about changing the flights or upgrades or something like that, because I'm sure that they can arrange that with the airline.
Okay. Cool.
So I was on this day 3, right? Yeah, day 3. So the accommodations are going to be the same for the hotels. They're all listed at the top. So I'm only going to take the excursions from here, day 3. This way, oh, and there's multiple pictures for this. So this way you'll be able to collect pictures for excursions as well if it's not, this dinner cruise is an option. Let me take pictures for that. So I just arranged my tabs for the days and then come back and verify how many pictures are with the excursion so that I can review, oh, this one has 3, this one has 2. And then I do get optional stuff so that the client can know this is an availability. But I do put in parentheses option. That way, whatever's not in parentheses, is included. And then you just take the excursion pictures and then, add divider. And then, so as you add dividers and data into Notion, you really do have to push the enter button a few times to move things down. And then this is an optional floating market and train visit, but something that I would probably opt into because that's an experience that I otherwise wouldn't have available to me on this excursion. So like, for example, we're already visiting a temple on day 3. I probably wouldn't add a second temple visit unless you're up to that, extra activity. But here there aren't any activities available for day 4, except for, the optional excursion after breakfast. So I would add this activity to give me something to do that day, to experience more of Bangkok. You know what I mean? That's just the thought process that I would have. Looking at itineraries like this, it also gives your clients like more information about what's available to them. So I didn't copy that. All right, day 5, there we go. And like I said, all of these are, it looks like we have different accommodations here. So day 5 to 6. Oh, because we changed location. All right, so now I'm going to okay, so all right, now I'm going to do the excursion, which is included. So just taking all this data, we have 12 days of data to collect. So it's going to be time consuming, guys. That's why I'm breaking this down, because I don't want to keep you guys for, 15 days trying to put this together. So we already have a great picture for this temple. So that's really cool. All right. So this is a different accommodation now. And so, yeah, it's pretty repetitive. Collecting the data is probably the worst part of my job. I imagine that you guys can feel it going through this. But it's worth it because you'll have a lot of the information you need to be able to answer your clients' questions. And this data is provided to you digitally as well when you purchase the itinerary, which is really cool in my opinion. Because some itineraries that you build, like I'll be doing all of this data collection over time because I'm putting this piece by piece. There's sometimes where I put together itineraries for my clients, and I'm doing, a day of just data collecting or picture collecting because I'm starting that presentation process, and I'm just taking the time to be able to do this. It is very time consuming. I'll just say that. I keep saying it, I think. So this one is included. So I'm going to take these pictures. I really love this country. Is so beautiful. Can't wait to go. I've got this on my dream board list. It's probably the most boring part of it. The traveling part is going to be the most fun, in my opinion. A lot of the sales training tips that I was given in my class was to make it an adventure, draw them in with this type of presentation to, and there isn't, my way isn't the only way, guys. You could do it your own way. This is just the way that I found it works for me. But drawing them in with a PowerPoint presentation has been probably the easiest way. I tried the presentation with the client on the phone deal, and I got them to the point where we were preparing a deposit, but I didn't quite close that sale. And so I needed to pivot and understand, okay, so they liked the show and tell, but they didn't like the time that was taken for that show and tell on a call that should have been, less than an hour. So I thought, what if I, meet with them a couple of times, show them I'm here to work with them and, show them what they really are looking for and wanting. And, I've had really good feedback with this presentation from my clients because they were able to take it home with them and see it for what it was and be able to discuss it with their spouse, with their travel partner. And I think this is the same accommodation, so I'm not going to do that again.
Hey,
Um,
ladies, sorry that I'm late.
oh, no, you're fine, Rachel. Thank you for
How-
joining me. I appreciate it.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Caitlin, so you're saying you don't go over the whole presentation with them?
I do.
You do, okay,
Yes.
you break it up.
I don't do it. I don't do it on the day that we're meeting and having a consultation. I'm finding out what they want for it. I've actually broken up my process to a point where it's more broken down, and you guys don't have to do this, but this is what I found that works for me. I break it down into a consultation, and then I don't do any research until they pay me a next booking fee and have an appointment scheduled.
Okay.
That helps break down me wasting my time for somebody who's not serious about it. And then isn't going to, book with me. But it also helps me not waste their time either, because I know if they need more time, obviously I'll be, available to help them and answer questions and then, get them moving forward. But in the consultation, I just talk about the way that they like to travel, like their okay, so we're going back to, this is day 10. So we're back in Bangkok with the same accommodations. So we don't even have itinerary options for this one. And I'm going to go back to that thought. Don't let me forget it. But this is the last night. So we don't need to collect any pictures for this one. We already have the accommodation. So what I would do now is make sure that I understand the itinerary compared to my notes and put pictures where they belong in the file on my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and clip all of these and save them. I'm going to clip all of these and save them, and then I'll be able to mash them together. So a part of this presentation is basically understanding what city their accommodations are for which hotel, and then understanding that each city is going to have a different excursion for about 10 of these days. So this is how I collect the data for the presentation. But I want to go back to that thought that I was talking about for my process. I've broken it down so they have a consultation for me. So we're talking about like the qualifying questions. I have a form that people fill out for me to understand like all of their preferences and excuse me, what they want for their travel. So like hotel, airfare, car rentals, transportation, excursion wants and needs, if it's a wedding, if it's a family vacation, if it's a honeymoon, things like that, corporate travel. And then after I've asked all my questions and they've asked all their questions and we're on the same page, that's when I get them scheduled for a next appointment and charge them a service fee. Once they've paid the service fee, I get to work. And I say, okay, so I have, I'll be taking X amount of days on putting together a presentation for you guys. And this is going to be like a structured presentation for you to have in your hand. And then I give it to them in an email. I provide to them the presentation so that they'll be able to go back and look at it. So I'm going to blow this up. So, whoops. So this is all of the itinerary days with some pictures for the accommodations, where you're going, who you'll be staying with. day 1 to day 11, and then day 12. It's 12 days because the last flight on day 11 is overnight. So that's considered a second day on the flight. But this is really important. You've got a giant picture of the itinerary and how it looks like you're weaving through Thailand. And in the order of where you're going to be at that time. So now that we have this information, like I mentioned, I'm going to save all the pictures to my file that I made for this Thailand trip. And then next week, same day, same time, I'm going to assemble everything in Adobe Express and show you how to put together and customize templates to your presentation needs, and then create a PowerPoint with those presentation templates that we're saving. So next week is part 3 and the final part to making the presentation come to life. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Sorry, I babbled, guys. But do you guys have any questions for me?
I do. I was wondering, does Exotica say, I'm sure they do, but I didn't see it on there, like how they're getting from city to city?
Yeah. Sometimes Exotica doesn't provide the flights. So you'd still have to book the flights. But in the itinerary, if you read the information, you'll see arrival at your U.S. departure airport, ready to check in for overnight flight to Bangkok, night on board. If either your outboard or inboard flight departs in the early hours before 4 a.m., you must arrive at the airport the night before the indicated departure date. And that's because this is a group and could be booked for a lot of other stranger people that aren't, related to you and your travel buddies. So there's like a specific time. So you can, you'll see like up here, there's included all flights, accommodations, all transfers, activities, and some meals. So some meals means you need to budget for lunch and dinner, or lunch and breakfast, or breakfast, lunch, and dinner on some days, because they only include like breakfast, or some of them include like breakfast and dinner, or lunch and dinner but not breakfast type of deal. And then the availability is for like the amount of people that can be in this tour. And because it's group tours are in bold, I'm assuming Exotica makes it big like that because they're emphasizing it's available for group tours for us to be able to book more than 10 people on this, but also because it's most likely a group tour. So there will be more than just 2 people on the tour as well. So when this tour gets selected, at the bottom, you'll see on the calendar, 0 booked, 0 blocked, which means there's 0 people interested in this specific tour that has actually paid money to put towards it. So once, tours start to fill, you'll see how many people have already purchased this tour, and how many people are going. So I hope that was helpful. But this price is based on 2 adults. So it's per person for the percent, for the price, but it's got 2 adults here. So just be mindful of that. If you're looking for a single person, make sure you're changing it to a single adult. So this one is the one that's blocked for September, and there's only one option available in September for that. So most of these tours are available for 2+ people. Okay. Look, that price changed on the 11th. See that? 54.49. It was 47.49. So we changed a little bit of the information and now it's a different price. So when you're doing Exoticca, I do also recommend, if you're looking for pricing and using the supplier for your actual client, to make sure that you are using an incognito browser for this. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save all of these pictures. Rachel, just to catch you up, I did create a file and clipped. So I took my snipping tool on my computer and cut these pictures to frame so that I would have them as a PNG file instead of saving them as whatever they're on Exoticca for, which is most likely a web file and opens up in your notepad. And it doesn't like save a picture at all. So that's just that's my trick on how to collect pictures. If you want to save them all to the same type of file, they'll all show up at the same time. Brandon, did you have any questions for me?
No, I'm good.
Excellent. And Rachel, did you have any questions? I know you showed up pretty late.
We're gonna do a physical exam and look at the body and look to see if there's a pain somewhere. Yeah, looking for fractures mostly.
All right, guys. So it looks like there's not any more questions at the moment. So I appreciate you guys for showing up and coming to part 2 of how to create a client presentation. This training was a babble for me, but thanks for coming and listening. And I appreciate your time today. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording.
Thank you.